Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudramarutaha Stunvanti Divyai Stavaihi Vedai Sangapada Panishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Taggate Namanasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidusura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Jnanena Akashakalpena Dharmanyo Gaganopaman Jnaya Bhedena Sambuddhaha Tam Vande Dvipadam Varam Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Starting from Kaliya Nartanam to Govardhana Pattabhishekam, Govinda Pattabhishekam, in all these Krishna Leelas, we see one common thread, that is the subjugation of ego. In Kaliya Nartana, Krishna controls the ego of Kaliya. Head represents ego. Krishna is placing his lotus feet on every head of Kaliya. And then in the next Leela, in this Yajnapatni Anugraha, there Sri Krishna is controlling the ego of, otherwise destroying the ego of Brahmanas. They may be very great ritualists. They may know the Vedas well. They may memorize the whole of Veda and recite. All those things are fine. But unfortunately, who can be a very great Vedic scholar like me? Such a kind of ego may come. Even to these Dikshitas. Such a kind of ego Sri Krishna is demolishing. And he is destroying the ego of Indra in this Govardhanodharana Leela. I am the Lord. Nobody is greater than me. I am offering the rain. And I bless these guys who are offering oblations to me. Such a kind of ego Sri Krishna is demolishing. Ego is everywhere. Everywhere we see ego. Among Nagas, among Yakshas, and among humans, Manushyas, among Kinnaras, and among Devas. Then in what way Devas are greater than Asuras? In what way Devas are greater than humans? It is there. Gradation also is there. There is an intrinsic gradation, even in the ego. More you evolve, more ego gets reduced. Okay, comparatively, Devas are lesser egoistic. We can't say that Devas don't have ego. Comparatively. Samartha Ramdas says in a particular context that individuality remains only due to ego. Any individual has ego. While Venabhai is asking the question to Samartha Ramdas, who is Jivatman? Then there he says this. Jivatman is the one who has ego. That's how he says. Let me come to the point. Ego. What is this ego? There is a word called ego. Ego has to be defined. There are so many definitions for this ego. Among these definitions given by both Shastra givers and Western psychologists, among these definitions, the most convincing definition to me is from Sankhya Sutra. Just by one word, ego is perfectly defined there. Just by one word. The sutra runs in this way. Abhimanaha ahankaraha. That's it. Only one word. Many psychologists try to define this ego for several huge paragraphs. But this one word is enough. Ego is identification. That's it. Identification of what? Principles which make this world. I and this. Very nice. While I was telling two fundamental principles, some audience, they are just nodding their heads and they themselves whisper, I and this. So I'm happy that the audience is receptive. I and this, these two things are there. Here, Shankaracharya, beautiful. Shankaracharya brings this fantastic thing. This is taken to be I. Okay, this is identification. Then comes ego. I is not at all a problem. I is wonderful. I is Brahman. In Advaita philosophy, this I is Brahman. I is very nice. Who said this I should not be there? No. I is there. The problem is with the identification. When this I is identified with this, or while this is identified with I, then comes a problem. Then comes all the complexes, blocks and knots. All these things are coming. I'm just recollecting for a few seconds. I don't want to again waste the time in this. I means the witness. I is the one which sees this, which observes or which witnesses this. Then what is this? This is anything but for I. This includes everything but for I. These are the two categories. They cannot come to one category. This has 24 categories according to Sankhya philosophy. This has 24 categories. 5 basic elements, Akasha, Vayu and all, Panchabhutas. And then Ahankara, Mahatattva, all those things. And then 10 Indriyas, all these things put together, 24. Anyhow, 24 are there. One more thing can be added, no problem. If 24 are the fundamental principles, then why one more thing not added? What is that one more thing? As 25th thing we can add Athman also. No. Sankhya doesn't allow Athman to come into this Prakriti. It's very interesting. Athman is Athman. It belongs to a different category. This 24 belongs to another category. Atman cannot be added with this 24. Neither the 24 can be added with Atman. But generally taking Atman to be this 24, 24 to be this Atman is ego. Only to demolish ego, Sankhya and Yoga are there. Only to demolish ego, the sadhanas, Adhyatma sadhanas are there. Then again, why to add this with this 24 another one more thing? No. Sharply differentiate between this and I. This is Viveka. Viveka means discriminative intelligence. Discrimination of what from what? Discrimination of dharma from adharma, that's fine. Discrimination of nitya from anitya, more than that. Discrimination of anatman from atman. Discrimination of this from I. This includes what? This includes the seen world, cognized world, observed world. Observed world includes what? What is seen to me? Audience is seen to me. The hall is seen to me. Chair is seen to me. And everything is seen to, banner is seen to me. And the whole of Maryland is seen to me. Washington DC is seen to me, and the whole of USA is seen to me, the whole of America is seen to me, and then the whole of the earth is seen to me. Everything is seen to me. Everything is witnessed by me. And then what? All planets. In the universe, there are so many things which are known to me, that's fine. Unknown is there. I know that it is unknown to me. Therefore, that is also witnessed by me. Known and unknown. And not only the sun or moon or earth, but also the body is seen by me. Then the vitals are seen by me. Prana is seen by me. Am I seeing my body or not? Yes. Whatever is seen goes to the category of this. Okay, so body is seen, body is witnessed, therefore that also has to go to the category of this. Mind also is seen. Seen means witnessed. I know that mind exists. Mind is witnessed. Therefore, that also has to go to the category of this. Intelligence is also witnessed. Intelligence also has to go to the category of this. In this way, identification with intelligence, identification with mind, identification with body, everything has to be given. This is real sannyasa. This is real renunciation. All these things, this identification has to be given up, renounced. An innocent true devotee renounces. He may not listen to Vedanta lecture, but just by doing Nama Sankirtana and all, if you see him, I have seen such great souls. Whether I am like that or not, but fortunately, I had fortune to see such kind of great souls like Ramayana Mama and all. They may not discuss Vedanta in this way. Theoretically, they may not take some notes or giving lecture, no. They have not read even Upanishads, but they have renounced the identification with intelligence, mind, thoughts, body, identification with everything. How? Due to the pure devotion of Rama. That's how Bharadwaja wonders on seeing Bharata. Bharata, just through pure devotion, renounced the identification with all these things. And with identification, problems come. What problem? Problem comes with identification. As soon as I identify myself with something, I start to rule it. Therefore, I am also getting troubled. That object also will get troubled. I start to celebrate the ownership of that object. It belongs to me. Therefore, I will rule. Ruling means I will manipulate. I will manipulate. This land belongs to me. Then what happens? I have to destroy all the Native Americas of this land. 10 pounds for one head of Native American. History. This is history. So, what happens? This is how the rulership comes. I am going to rule. I am going to rule. This is mine. This mamakara is one problem. This creates problem for me also. This creates problem for others also. Therefore, identification has to be given up. And one more thing, if I start to identify myself with some other thing, one more thing, who is greater than me? That also comes. I am the Lord. Next one, who is greater than me? With all these things, the problems arise. Therefore, this ego, this abhimana, this identification has to be renounced. Of course, it can be renounced by the grace of the divine. That's what we see in these leelas. Coming to the point, when the identification is renounced, You see this pure conscious being alone remains. All the identifications are thrown out. People think a particular object as dustbin. They are placing dust. They are placing all the unwanted things on that. They are throwing on that. They use it as dustbin. But one day an old man said, no, this is not a dustbin. Under this dustbin, plenty of water is available. This is a well. I know before some 30 to 40 years, this was used as a well. If you remove all this dust, unwanted particles, unwanted materials from this, you can get that pure water. Then they realize, they start to remove all those dust, water is there. In the same way, while all unwanted identifications are removed from this I, more you remove unwanted things from this I, more you remove the superimposed this from this I remains very pure. About that I, Sri Krishna is talking here. That I's eternity. Sri Krishna is talking here only about that I's eternity. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, nachainam kledayam tyapaha, nasoshayati marutaha. The self, the pure self, cannot be sliced by any sword. The pure self cannot be burnt by fire. The pure self cannot be wet by water. And the pure self cannot be dried off by the wind, by the air. Great five Mahabhutas cannot touch that pure self. Achedyoyam adahyoyam akledyaha asosyayevacha nitya sarvagatasthanu achaloyam sanatanaha. Not, it cannot be cut, it cannot be burnt. Again, repetition in this sloka. Akledyaha, it cannot be wet, it cannot be dried off. Why Krishna is repeating? To make it firm. This concept should go into our depth of heart. To make it firm, the repetition comes. Then, up to this, the thing is fine. Then, Nityaha, this is also fine. Athman is eternal. This is also common in almost all schools of thoughts, all Vedika schools of thoughts. But next is disturbing. Sarvagataha. Atman is Sarvagata. Atman is all pervasive. Yeah? This is a new thing. Because in other Shastras like Sankhya or Nyaya or Vaiseshika, they are not telling that Atman is Sarvagata. They say Atman is pure. With that we are fine. Atman is pure. Atman cannot be cut off. Those things are fine. But Atman is all pervasive. Suddenly Krishna brings this dimension. This is Apurva. Means this cannot be found in other Shastras like Sankhya or Nyaya or Purva Mimamsa. How this Sarvagatatva of Atman? Some commentators bewildered here. Because these shlokas cannot be taken as, in these shlokas, Krishna is talking about the Godhead. He talks about the Atman which is dwelling here. Context is very clear. Krishna is talking about Jivatman. dwelling in this body. Why? In the whole chapter. That is why Krishna says, why are you? Read, Arjuna, you are not killing the Athman in the body. This itself is enough to prove that Krishna is talking about this Athman, not some god above the cloud. In this context, okay, in this second chapter, he is talking about this Jivatman. While he is talking about this Atman, that's how all commentators have accepted. The commentators also, all commentators, they all say that he is talking about this Atman. And this Atman is Sarvagata, all pervasive. How this can happen? Here, somehow to justify his own theory, one commentator says, in liberation, this Atman is omniscient, his jnana cannot be stopped, his dharmabhuta jnana cannot be stopped. Therefore, this Atman is Sarvagata. This is one commentator's idea. Another commentator says, he gives just a small twist here. Sarvagatastha Anuhu. He is not splitting like Sarvagataha Sthanuhu. He is just telling Sarvagatastha Anuhu. Sarvagata means all pervasive Bhagavan, all pervasive Godhead. This Jiva, this Atman, is in a subtle form. He is dependent on that all pervasive God. Okay, subtle form Anuhu. This Jiva is Anuhu. And this Anu Jiva is dependent on that all pervasive God. That's the meaning of Sarvagatastha Anuhu. But Shankaracharya, Adi Shankar Bhagavad here gives a direct meaning. Meaning is very clear and direct. Sarvagataha Sthanuhu. Nityaha Sarvagataha Sthanuhu. Sarvagataha, all pervasive. This self itself is all pervasive. How it is possible? How it is possible? It's possible because this self itself is Jivatman, this self itself is Paramatma. This is what? Jiva, Parama, all these words are added in Atman. Atman is Atman. Atman is a conscious being. Okay. In which Jiva and Parama, those things are added. Fine. In empirical plane, for the transactional sake, we may say Jivatman is different from Paramatman. Fine. But in the absolute sense, this is the Atman. This one Atman dwells in the Sharira. Different parts are there. Within the parts, one space is existing. Due to the differentiations of parts, we can't say that different spaces are there. I don't know whether space has plural spaces. Different spaces are there. No. There is only one space in different parts. Right? In the same way, these are all parts. These bodies are parts in which one conscious being is there. And it is called as Sarvagataha. It is everywhere. Sthanuhu Achalaha. It is immutable. That being is immutable. Sanatanaha. That being is eternal. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchyate. Tasmadevam viditvainam nanusocitum avyaktaha. This Atman is formless. Avyaktaha. This Atman is invisible. Atman is formless. This Atman is unmanifest. Achintyaha. It is beyond our logic. And then avikaryaha. Avikaryaha. It doesn't have any vikara. Understand this. Tasmadevam viditva enam. Understand this and don't worry. Na anusochitum arhasi. Just by understanding this, you give up all your worries. Whatever worries are coming, all these things are coming only. These worries are not coming due to this. These worries are not coming due to I. When you superimpose this I on that this, then all these worries are coming. Na anusochitu margasi. Understand this as this, I as I. Have this sharp razor-like viveka, discriminative intelligence. Fortunately, Bhagavan has given that discriminative intelligence to all of us. Through this razor-like discriminative, we have to use it. Through this razor-like discriminative intelligence or viveka, sharply and mercilessly cut that this from I. Then you can understand this purity of our own self. Atha chainam nitya jatam nityam va manyase mritam tathapi tvam mahabaho naivam sochitum arhasi. Okay? Even from an empirical plane, for transaction's sake, you take this conscious being as an individual. Even if you take this conscious being as an individual, a personality. Personality includes what? Personality includes all those things. Our body, our mind, all those things. Persona means mask. Okay? Persona means mask. Not Islamic mask. This mask. Okay, Muhammadi. Personality means various being with various agents. That's personality. Personality development means developing all these agents. This paraphernalia, developing agents, improving our agents and the mask, decorating the mask more. That is why I'm not very much comfortable with the word personality development. These are all Western terms, fine. In Vedanta or in yoga or in bhakti, they emphasize more on, not on personality development. This being, the core being, this core with not the mask, this core being, its abhivyakti should be there. Okay. This core being has to be recognized, realized. From the conscious being, the value has to be derived. Such a kind of education can improve us. Coming to the point. Okay, empirical reality. Starting from the point of view of empirical reality, if you consider this conscious being with the conscious being as personality with all its agents, then certainly death is there for this. You just think that we are all going to die, fine, no problem. Even if you think that all these beings are going to die, nityam va manyase mritam, this being is eternal, but from empirical point of view, if you consider this being as an object that is going to experience death, tathapi tvam mahabaho, then also you need not worry. Why? Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmat aparihariyerthe natvam sochitum arhasi. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Anyhow, death is inevitable. Death is going to come. Death is going to come to the one who is taking births. Birth leads to death. Whether Kaduguttal is inevitable or not, piercing earring is inevitable or not, whether wedding is inevitable or not, whether Upanayana Samskara is inevitable or not, whether Shashtitya Murti is inevitable or not, whether Shatabhisheka is inevitable or not, one thing is certain for the one who takes birth. What is that? Death. Jatasiki dhruvam mrityu. Then why are you worrying? Anyhow, this guy is going to die. Who? This Duryodhana. If his death is procrastinated, he will disturb more people. Therefore, better to finish him. The battlefield. It is our duty to destroy these evil forces. Krishna is again and again talking about these two principles. First, he talked up to this verse, he is talking about Athman. Now, in the next sloka, he is talking about Prakriti. Again, while Atman comes, he talks about eternity. While Prakriti comes, he is talking about transmigration and migrating and changes those things. Avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharate avyaktamidhananyeva tatraka paridevana. We have two things. Manifest and unmanifest. We are more towards the manifest world. We talk only of manifest world. We see only of manifest world. We listen to only the things of manifest world. We think of manifest world. Only these things we do. But the great philosophers, what they do, they consider about the unmanifest nature also. Manifest in Sanskrita is Vyakta. Unmanifest is Avyakta. They see everything with unmanifest. Okay. Philosophers. The Eastern philosophers. The great Greek masters of the ancient days had only 4 elements. 4 Mahabhutas. Water, fire, air and earth. But in India, from the very early days to this time, we have 5 elements. One more thing is considered. What is that? Space. Space is unmanifest. All other 4 are manifest. Here they say, in the Western world, while they are defining water, they say water is colorless, odorless, and tasteless. Colorless, fine. Odorless, fine. They say that it is tasteless. But in our Sankhya philosophy in India, they say taste is the fundamental feature of water. Sheer contradiction. Taste is of water. What's the meaning of taste here? Well, Kapila says that taste is the feature of water, fundamental feature of water, unique feature of water. Only because of water, taste comes to all other things. What's that? While the Western scientists say water is tasteless, they only talk about or only see the manifest taste of Shadrasas. That's why they say water is tasteless. But the Indian philosophers know not only the Shadrasas, there is a fundamental rasa for all these Shadrasas. There's some other thing is very fundamental, without which these Shadrasas cannot come. Without white, Vijayar cannot come. White has to be recognized. That fundamental taste has to be considered with all the Shadrasas. The space has to be considered with all 5 great elements. 4 great elements. Okay, everywhere. Eastern philosophers include the unmanifest also. From the day of beginning of philosophy in India, the unmanifest is included everywhere. In an ordinary eye, this unmanifest is not visible. Half of our life is going with unmanifest. Yes, we are not aware of it. We are not just always in waking state or dreaming state. In half of our life we sleep. We sleep. What's the meaning of sleep? What is sleeping? In sleeping, all forms and names are not there. Only Anmani. We all are Nirguna in sleeping. We all are formless. We all are nameless. We all don't have attributes. We don't have features. Almost we all are one. We are not fighting at the time of sleeping. Two great enemies are sleeping together. At the time of sleep, they are not fighting. Because they are not enemies at the time. All the persona is going away. At the time of sleep. In unmanifest, all these things are not there. Enemy, friend. All those things are not there at the time of deep sleep. All these masks are going away. So, fortunately, we have an experience of deep sleep. While waking up, we see various persons, various religions, various sects. These sectarian people are fighting each other. All these things are seen, but in deep sleep, it's not there. While in dream also we see various things. This dream state and waking state, they are well knit with the sleeping state. Sleeping state is unmanifest. Dreaming and the waking states are manifest. These manifest states are well knit with the unmanifest state. Manifest state is dependent on the unmanifest state. Unmanifest state is not one more state. It is a fundamental state from which the manifest states are coming. Always unmanifest is fundamental. Everywhere you see. Fire is not fundamental. Air is not fundamental. Earth is not fundamental. Only the space is fundamental. White color is fundamental to all other colors. Right? Formless is the foundation to the form. It's very logical. In the same way, waking state or dreaming state is a fundamental to the, sleeping state is a fundamental to the dreaming or waking state. It's very logical. Avyakta is the beginning. Avyakta means unmanifest. Unmanifest is the end. In between comes the manifest. Avyakta adini bhutani. Avyakta nidhanani. Vyakta madhyani. For that one example, I quoted as the three states of this being. We may quote the next example also. What's that? Death is another example. Shri Anna asked this question. Before the birth, before 100 years, where were you? I don't know. After 100 years, where you are going to be? I don't know. In between, life is going on. This is Maya. Some magic is going on. In between, we are there. After death, this spirit parts from the body and goes to some other body. In between, what is there? In between, unmanifest is there. This soul rests in unmanifest And then in the next birth, in another body, it rises. From the empirical point of view, I am telling, resting, rising and all. Soul doesn't have all these things. But soul with vasanas and samskaras, as if combination of vasanas, samskaras and the soul, that entity is parting from this body, entering into another body. In between, there is a dense, unmanifest. Okay. Before the birth, I was unmanifest. After the death, I was unmanifest. In between, I have some nama rupa dharana. I have some name and form. This is another one example for avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyami bharata. One more example I should give to make us understand this sloka. Pralaya. In Pralaya, what happens? Already we have dealt with one Pralaya. What's that? Nitya Pralaya, deep sleep. Deep sleep is called as Nitya Pralaya. In between, two more Pralayas are there. Let me leave it. I don't have time now. Another one Pralaya is there, that is Mahapralaya, deeper Pralaya. Mahapralaya, what is this Mahapralaya? All the five elements are not there. They are not existing. While the whole universe disappears. The whole universe is not just a disappearance. From empirical point of view, I said disappearance. Better word is samhara or pralaya. Pralaya doesn't mean disappearance. Samhara doesn't mean it's a destruction. Samhara means withdrawal. Okay, samhara means withdrawal. And pralaya means laya, merge. Okay, at the time of samhara or pralaya, nothing was there. Nothing was there. Neither being was there, nor non-being was there. Nasat asit, no sadasit, tadanim nasit rajaha. Neither space was there, nor matter was there. Neither darkness nor light. This is what Veda says. Light or darkness. Okay, being or non-being. All these things are under creation. Even space was once created. Before that, space was not existing. All these things come under creation. What was existing before all these things? Something was there. It's not that nothing was there. Nothing comes out of nothing. Anitu avatam sodhaya tadekam. Only one thing was there. Again, Shruti also doesn't name it. That one thing. What was that one thing? No. Shruti was not telling here. In this context, in this sutta, Shruti is very careful. Without naming it, it is just telling only one thing was there. It alone was existing. It alone was breathing. Anit means breathing. It alone was breathing. How it can breathe? Air was not there. Anit avatam. Without air, it breathed. Veda has its own style. Nothing can match Vedas. It breathed without air. Anit avatam. Swadhaya tadekam. Without air, how can it breathe? Swadhaya, swadharanaya. Okay, by its self-existence, it breathes. Breathing should not be taken in the literal sense. Breathing here is indicating the conscious existence. Okay, conscious existence. Fine. So the being which was existing was a conscious being. It's not mere matter. It's neither energy It's beyond all these things. First, scientists discovered matter was everything. Then they discovered, nowadays they are telling energy is everything. What Veda is talking about is extremely advanced, more advanced. The scientific understanding is very peripheral. Beyond energy, so many things are there to reach up to that conscious being which Veda is talking about. Okay. Anita avatam swadaya tadekam. Fine, let it be so. Now, the unmanifest nature was existing before, and the same unmanifest nature is going to exist later in between some Vyaktamadhyani. Okay, the manifest world we are seeing. And this manifest world is dependent upon that unmanifest nature. Sometimes out of selfishness, the materialists, they start to destroy the nature out of ego or out of selfishness. They start to destroy the nature. It's very unfortunate. There is a sutta in the Veda in which the matter is talking to this guy. Matter itself is Guru, I said, right? Matter is, how can matter talk? No. So imaginative, metaphorical. Okay. This matter says to this guy, oh guy, while destroying me, while consuming me, don't think that you are consuming me. I am consuming you. Aham annam annam adantam admi. I eat the eater of me. I am eating you, my dear. You are not eating me. Be careful. You cannot eat me. And next thing. While the materialists out of selfishness destroy the nature, we feel very sad. We think probably due to these guys' selfishness, the whole nature may get demolished on one day. The whole nature may get destroyed. Such a kind of selfishness this humans have. This is what we feel. We are afraid. In front of us, many rivers have gone. In front of, long ago, Saraswati was dried off. They are telling, fine. Now, in front of our eyes, where is Bhavani? Where is Palar? In my childhood days, I saw a river called Vedavati, which is not now existing. In front of us. And scriptures are threatening us. Kaliyuga Mutta, rivers will disappear. Very unfortunate. So we are afraid. Nature is getting spoiled. Nature is getting spoiled. And there is a solace in this Vedic mantra. The matter says to these destroying guys, my dear guys, don't think that you are destroying me. I am destroying you. Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha is fine. There is also another passage in the same verse. Dharma yeva hato hanti. Dharma destroys when gets destroyed. The same way nature destroys a being when it gets destroyed. Nature will not get destroyed at all. Here is a solace. This matter says to the destroyer, my dear destroyer, don't think that you are destroying me. Shatatami sa tanur me babhuve. That's how it says. Whatever thing you are planning to destroy is after all the 100th part of that infinite unmanifest nature. What a wonderful revelation. This is what matter is telling to this guy. Veda says, I am only the 100th part of that unmanifest energy that is there. Gahanam Gabhiram. That is grand. from which I am very small part, and you are trying to destroy me. If you destroy me, don't worry, I will come back. Recycling will happen. Anyhow, recycling will happen. It is because that energy is something great and grand. This is a solace, but having this solace, we should not destroy. We cannot destroy the nature further. No. This is because even this solace is there. We have to face the trouble by destroying the nature. It is because recycling may be there, but before that recycling, due to the destruction of nature, we will get nature will not get troubled as recycling will be there. We only will become victims. That is there, avyakta. That from that unmanifest nature, this manifest comes, again goes, again comes, again goes. Like the database of computer, I said. When these words are visible now, this picture is visible now. When you switch off, where it has gone is mysterious. And then when we switch on, again we can see this. Again we can see this. In between, it was unmanifest. Unmanifest nature doesn't have space. Unmanifest nature is beyond the space, beyond the concept of space. That is why, if anything is converted into anything is withdrawn into the unmanifest nature, then it can come out from any place. Please understand it. Come out to any place. For example, this picture is here in this laptop. Now this is visible to many people in India. It is visible to many people in the world. How this is possible? I am typing something, sending a message. Immediately it goes to India. Goes to India. How? It is not going at all. What I am doing by this, I'm just dissolving these things to unmanifest. As unmanifest is beyond space, it doesn't have a concept of space. It can be taken from any place. Okay? Throughout the world, it can be taken from any place. That's the thing. For example, a news came from India today. I was talking about that news to some other person in India. That guy himself did not know that. A news, what news? From November 3rd onwards, Indian government is going to run a train, an express called Ramayana Express. The train will take all of us to all Ramakshetras, all the Ramayana Bhumis, okay, wherever Rama went. In 20 days, the train will take to all these spots. This Ramayana Express, the railway scheme, Indian central government is giving this thing. Okay. And this Ramayana Express will run every day. This is a news, very fantastic news. This is a kind of national integration. Okay. And coming to the point, this news, while I was talking to somebody in India, he did not know, but I know how. Because this news got transformed into unmanifest, then again got manifested in Maryland to me in a small box in some WhatsApp and all. What an interesting thing. Unmanifest is beyond the space. Why I am telling this? This is because from this manifest body, while the spirit is getting departed with imprints and vasanas, okay, it is withdrawn to the unmanifest, then it goes to some other body. From that unmanifest, it goes to some other body, and there it starts to exist. This is all possible, verily possible. In unmanifest, there is no need of a very long travel also. Easily this thing can happen. Okay. Abhyaktadini bhutani, I was just giving various examples for how manifest comes from unmanifest, manifest dissolves in unmanifest. What we are seeing now is just some magical reality, that's all. Some Maya. In a screen, okay, this must be the last example. In a screen, we are seeing various forms and the names. Okay. All are seeing. And the hero is coming, villain is coming, they are fighting each other. While they are fighting, we are getting excited. While the hero cries, we also cry. And while the villain is getting defeated, we all are shouting. All these things are happening. Okay. But the screen, the screen remains silent without getting affected at all. Some light is visible there. The whole thing is made of light. Okay. That hero is made of light, heroine is made of light, villain is made of light, everything is made of light there. It's just an illusion. And we are seeing all those things. We are wondering. And we get too much, we get identified with that. We are so identified with this light, it's nothing but light. So, that is the hero, heroine and the villain, they are imposed on that light. We take light to be hero, light to be heroine, light to be villain. And the role of hero, role of villain, role of heroine, that we take to be those actors. Okay, understood? This role is imposed upon them. Therefore, our identification is so powerful that we make these heroes and heroines as equidistors. That's how it goes. See, what a great thing. This is Maya. That is Maya. And this Maya is happening. Every day, this Maya is happening. Coming to the point, we do all these things, but the screen remains always silent. Screen is not affected by these pictures, heroes, villains and all, jokers and all. The audience, that is the audience is coming. In the screen, names and forms are visible. And finally, all things are switched off. All the people are going away. Screen remains silent. Before the starting of the movie, screen remained silent. In between also, the screen remains silent. The same way, this conscious being was remaining silent before the birth of this body and the mind. And after the death of this body and the mind also, this conscious being will be remaining silent, unaffected. In between also, while all these joys and miseries, profit and loss are experienced by the mind, the fatness and the weakness, all those things are experienced by the body, while all these things are there. The internal being is in no way affected by all these things. It remains always like a screen, but screen is inanimate. This being, the internal being, is a conscious being. This is the only difference between that screen and this. In no way the mental faculties or physical faculties are affecting this fundamental core being. This is how Sri Krishna is bringing this thing. So Two more slokas are remaining regarding this thing.